Rick, it's good to see you. You ready?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Okay, the title of this podcast is Lots of Low-Hanging Fruit, but There Are Few Takers. And the way that this came up, the way this came up, Rick, is that, when, we're in the spirit right now, the Olympic spirit is going on as it's the Paris Games of 2024. You're seeing so many incredible athletes just have been working their whole lives to get on that stage and to perform. And whether get a medal or you didn't, you earned your way there, and you are at the very top of your field. And along the way, there were a lot of little things that people had to do to get there. Not just show up on race day, but they had to overcome a lot of low-hanging fruit to get there. They had to come over the alarm clock going off and not hitting snooze. They had to be really mindful about what they ate. And when other people wanted to, like, hey, have another serving of that spaghetti, they're like, no, I'm good on the spaghetti and the cheese. I'm going to eat this instead. Like those were all like little low-hanging fruit along the way. Friends pulling them one way, they're like, no, I got a goal and a dream that won't support. And then if you take it beyond that, right, the physical achievements and performance, but you take it on to just having the discipline. The low-hanging fruit is setting the alarm in the morning and being really mindful and committed to getting up and no excuses no matter what. Those are low-hanging fruits. It's not just showing up on race day. And you and I have done a ton of triathlons along the way, or showing up at workouts. It's all the little things that we have done along the way. And if we move one step beyond that, that's really working on being more conscious of being your best self, of how you show up. And there's so much low-hanging fruit along the way. So if you're a person who is quick to anger, then what's low-hanging fruit? Well, every day you get in that car, there's traffic. That is low-hanging fruit, brother. And let me tell you, that along with a coworker who's in the cubicle next door, who's a loud talker, that you got to that's low-hanging fruit every day to practice acceptance. People not meeting your expectations when you think they should be doing a certain way, and you letting go of that's low-hanging fruit. Being on the court in beautiful Arizona playing pickleball, and you miss a ball, and you beat yourself up over it, or God forbid your partner makes a mistake and you all over them. I mean, that's low-hanging fruit. How are you wasting this beautiful day out there playing a game with a wiffle ball and a paddle, and you making a mess of that opportunity? That is all low-hanging fruit. Instead of making it about the score and the perfect shot, make it about, was I a good teammate? Was I a good co-worker? Was I a good, significant other? Was I a good loved one, brother or sister or parent? Make it about that. So, Rick, the theme of this is there's a lot of low-hanging fruit. The basket is full, but no one's taking the fruit, Rick. No one's taking the fruit. And so what I've learned to do to really help my practice is when I see that low-hanging fruit, Rick, I don't need a ladder. I just pluck it. I fill the basket up, Rick, and I eat the fruit, Rick. And that becomes our practice. And I just continue to work on myself over and over with every little thing that happens. I'm like, this low-hanging fruit. Because if you can handle the low-hanging fruit, when the big stuff happens, you will be well equipped to handle those things too. And you will handle them in fine fashion, because the big things, to really resolve the big things, it takes all of the little practices you've had for the big thing. It takes all of that to resolve the low hanging fruit, the low things. Those all build, and they are able to, like I said, resolve the big thing. When I'm on the pickleball court and I was learning how to do a forehand, I mean, he had to start with just me with no ball, just holding the paddle right, and then the swing through, the swing path, and then it became my body, my legs, and mechanics, and but when the ball was introduced, the low hanging fruit was keep your eye on the ball. Nope, you're lifting your head, eye on the ball. Nope, you're lifting your head, eye on the ball, and so all those things became really low hanging fruit, Rick. And like I said, the basket is full, my friend. The basket is full. So, what are your thoughts, Rick, with that thing?
Oh, Keith, I love that. I love your discipline. And that's the thing I learned from you when I began in ToBeRe 20 years ago or 15 or whatever it was. That's the thing that I really learned that I was missing in my life. The idea that low-hanging fruit, are little tiny things that pop up in everyday life that challenge your discipline and challenge what you want to be in your life with this problem that causes you to be something other than what you are and what you want to be. And so you're talking about sports, for example. It's a great way to talk about low-hanging fruit being the little things of discipline, the nutrition, the cardio, the RT, the resistance training, all of that stuff, little by little, daily, 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 is what gets you through it. It's not some major cataclysmic thing that changes your life, like you do something once and then you're done with it. For example, if you're doing a triathlon, I wouldn't walk out the door today and do a triathlon. Why not? I haven't trained. I haven't had the low-hanging fruit system. But once you get through that, once you get past the chocolate cake and the beer after a workout, and you do two workouts a day instead of just the one, that becomes the discipline that's the structure of your life. Now, we're not always training for a triathlon, but we are always training for who we want to be. And the low-hanging fruit is always there to try to test us. Are you really true to who you want to be, to who
Yes.
you want to become? And so the first principle that I think is very important with this general overview of humanity is kindness, right? You,
Yes.
you and Tim talk about it all the time. Make kindness your default way. If you
Yes.
could just step into a life where you are nothing but kind without thinking about reciprocity, getting something kind back from another person, you become kindness. You become that trait that you're trying to master. You're trying to exhibit, trying to over and over practice and become. And so my idea is that I find myself always defaulting to anger and disappointment and a feeling that other people are letting me down, and that's my low-hanging fruit. That's my Achilles heel, and I've got to get past that. And I do it by being, one, aware of it, and then two, trying to do what I truly want to do, which is to be kind, to be open-hearted, to have people love me for who I am, being authentic, and me to love them in the way that they want to be loved and respected. So I think, low-hanging fruit. We, every one of our podcasts is about low-hanging fruit and the challenges we have in doing a practice that brings us to where we want to be in our life, what our real core values are, and who we want to be as people.
I totally agree, Rick. And with this fruit analogy, the thing about it is there's no such thing as scarcity.
Oh, that's true.
Something's
Yeah,
going to
that's
show up.
true.
If you're a person who's quick to get anger, there are going to be so many things in the course of a day, in an hour, that could be triggers for you.
Yeah.
Your low-hanging fruit to recognize it, like you said, be aware, and then just let it pass right through you. If you're a person who's quick to blame and find fault or look at what's wrong, oh, there's gonna be a ton of things that's gonna show up to to hit your stuff.
That's right.
That becomes your low-hanging fruit. If you're a person whose mind is always racing and you're off to the next thing, there's going to be so much novelty in the course of the day that you step over left and right. The children laughing,
Mhm.
and then you find out that you don't like people laughing because all you do coming in and yelling at the kids. You don't like laughing. I have a dear friend that whenever you bring up a great idea, she finds a way to why it's not possible. She's a dream killer. Like, okay, there's a lot of opportunities to really let go of that. So you're not a dream killer, but you breathe life into ideas, that people have, and you just are imaginative. There's so many things that, we can do. You figure out what is your default behavior that is not serving you or others, that's causing you suffering. And then life will show you all the low-hanging fruit that's been present for you your whole life that you have just stepped right over. And so, like I said, Rick, I'm gonna end it with the title again. Lots of low-hanging fruit. The basket is full, but there are no takers. Rick, I love you.
I love you, Keith. Great show. Great tips. Thanks.
All right, thank you.